I'm going to start off by telling you that I'm an environmental educator, and the reason I bring that up is because I write programs, I design programs, and I have to name programs, and I like using acronyms. My favorite was a Brandywine Flows course that I created, The Future, the Legacy of Our Watershed. And there's a reason I'm emphasizing acronyms. So I'm also a Unitarian, and the reason I'm a Unitarian is because I grew up as a Presbyterian, and my husband was a Jew. We had 2 daughters. One of them was told she was going to hell when she was 8 years old by our evangelical neighbors. So we thought, well, if we're going to hell, we're going to go with a whole bunch of really fun people. So we'll become Unitarians. So in our Unitarian church, there's a program that is offered to throughout the Sunday school ages. And in the first grade, there's a 6-week program of OWL, Our Whole Lives. And in the 4th grade, there is a 10-week maybe series of classes based on OWL, Our Whole Lives. And then in the 8th grade, kids spend the entire year studying OWL, Our Whole Lives, another acronym. And Our Whole Lives is basically a sexuality education program, but based in the context of your whole self, your spiritual self, your full healthy psychological self. So my story is about my daughter, Eliza, who at the age of 6 in the 1st grade was in an OWL program. And the reason I thought this made sense with this evening is because I was thinking about the word lust for life, and I thought lust, love, Unitarian style. So I do fudge my acronyms just a little bit, but that's what I have to do. So Eliza was in the 1st grade, and she was in her little 1st grade Sunday school class, and I was going to the service, and when the service was over, I went up to the 1st grade class to retrieve my daughter, and as I get up the stairs and I'm standing outside the classroom, I hear all these little 6-year-olds, and they're all yelling, "Penis! Penis!" And I hear the teacher say it loud, say it proud, these Unitarians. Penis! And they're all yelling penis. So I'm thinking, okay, so they're teaching plumbing today. So when class was over, I take my daughter, we go down, we get in the car, we drive home. I say, so what did you learn about today? And she said, we learned about the boy parts. And I said, okay, and what do you call the boy parts? And she said, penis, loud and proud. So I said, okay, this is great. My kid is, learning what she's supposed to be learning. So the next week, we go back to church, and she's in her class, and I go to my service, and when the service is over, I go back and I retrieve her. I don't hear anything this time. I get her out of class, I take her down, I take her to the car, and we drive, and I say to her, what did you learn in Sunday school today? And she said, we learned the girl parts. And I said, oh, and what did you call the girl parts? And she said, I don't remember. Now, I have 2 girls, and we always use the proper terms, and I'm thinking, how can you not remember? Oh my God, what word did they use? So I said, did you use the word vagina? And she said, no. Now I'm thinking, oh dear, this is why Unitarians are going to hell. Because they don't use the word vagina for the girl parts. What word did they use? So this is bothering me all week. And every time I ask her, she can't remember what the girl part was. So at one point, we're driving down the street, and she's in her little booster seat in the back, and we're driving down, and she looks out the front window, and she says, Mommy, that's the word we used. And I look in front of me, and there's a Volvo. So my final acronym for tonight is Volvo. Vehicle often labeled vaginal.